Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of LEGO Jurassic World. So we're continuing on with the Lost World. And you know how I mentioned at the start of the last episode that there's a long sequence before the next level? This is the thing I'm thinking about. I remembered it. The second I quit the last video, I'm like, nope, I remember this. I remember this area. There's a pretty long area where you're having to, to do some little side stuff before you can move on to the next level. So it'll be a little bit. It's something funny, and I'll probably mention this again whenever we actually get to that level. But so I've played, I've watched The Lost World a couple times, and I've played, LEGO Jurassic World a lot, and I keep on forgetting that there's a part at the ending where the dinosaur rampages through, is it San Diego? Yeah. I keep on forgetting. I just keep on forgetting it. I keep on forgetting that's actually a part in the movie. I don't know why, because it's basically the biggest part of the movie. It's a huge scene. Where's my guy? Oh, is it this guy? Probably. Yeah. It's a huge scene in the movie. It's a huge climax, but I keep on forgetting it's there. I just completely forget that that's actually a part of the movie. But it's funny, like, I feel like I remember reading somewhere or watching somewhere that actually wasn't originally in the script. Originally it was just going to be they get saved from the island and then the movie ends, but I think it was like Steven Spielberg really wanted a dinosaur rampaging through San Diego, so they added a scene. They added a reason to have a dinosaur rampage through San Diego. I'm trying to figure out, where do I go from here? Where do I go? Ah, here we go. And then, this guy I think it's this guy. Yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to, there you go. Alright, and I think it's right here. There we go. But yeah, like I said, I'll mention it whenever I get to it, but yeah, I keep on forgetting that's actually a part in the movie. Just keep on forgetting about it. There we go. Okay, so it wasn't too long, it was 3 minutes, but that's still, 2 minutes longer than the other part, the other areas that we've been through.
Help me! These little pests
Dieter Stark.
That idiot bird said they weren't dangerous.
Okay, well, we're going up on 4 minutes now, so yeah, this is definitely a bit longer.
Oh, what? I
than
back for 5 seconds and the little pests have dragged my
than the other. There you go, 4 minutes. So yeah, that's definitely a bit longer
Learn something new, huh?
than the other segments.
To help.
Instead of using them for slashing, the Velociraptors use their hyper-extendable claws to pin down and restrain their prey. What is it, a 6-inch retractable claw, like a razor on the middle toe.
About a mile and a half at the base of these cliffs. We'll let them sleep 1 more hour.
Oh no. What is that?
Don't run!
And then you have this scene, which, this scene was its own individual level in the... here, I just want to make sure, actually. Okay. I had a weird thing where, like, I feared I wasn't even making a video right now. I, like, forgot to start it. Anyway, this scene was its own level in the 3DS version. And in the 3DS version, since it was its own level, this scene was only, like a third, like... It was a really short level. It's the shortest level in the entire game. I like how they're just shooting their rifles. They're just, like, shooting them all over the place. Like, this guy, he's not even shooting it backwards. He's just shooting it, like, upwards. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it was the shortest level in the entire game. It's only, like, 30 seconds. Which is weird. But, yeah, you know what I just remembered? The Jurassic Park Telltale game. I never played it. I remember wanting it. I really remember wanting it, but I never actually played it. And upon further inspection, I don't think I ever really want to play it. The only Telltale game that I'm actually really interested in playing is Back to the Future.
It's coming
That one
back!
looks really great. And of course, you know, Sam & Max, which I've already played Sam & Max. I own it on Xbox 360. It's a fantastic game. So yeah, of course, Sam & Max, great game. Love the 360 version of that. Played it a lot. But you know, the only other one I want to play is actually, I do kind of want to play the what is it? Strong Bad's Amazing Game for Amazing People.
Look at this. I think it's RJ's back.
I do want to play that one, but it is no longer on anything. I'd have to emulate the WiiWare version of the game, because if it came out on WiiWare, I don't even think it came out on WiiWare, because Telltale lost the license. Speaking of Telltale losing the license, there's another game that, man, I really, really wish I played it when it came out, and it was Telltale Poker Night or something. And it was just a poker night, but it was with 4 Telltale properties that they had. So they had the Penny Arcade, which was I think it was a web comic that I never actually read. But they had a guy from the Penny Arcade. They had Sam. They had if I can remember, they had Strong Bad because they had the Homestar Runner license. And they had one more character. There's 4 characters, and I forgot which one. Or no, not Sam. Sorry, they had Max, not Sam. I think Sam would make too much sense, being and plus, like, Max is the more popular character. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool. They made a sequel, and the sequel is still out, mainly because they used properties that they still have the rights to. The first one, the first one's gone. It's basically vaporware. It might be available via emulator, but you know, good luck finding a 360 emulator that works. Because I mean, I haven't tried a lot of them, but you know, the one that I've tried just was not good at all. So, but yeah, the second one, which I think is still up, it's still up. So if you want to watch it, it's got Claptrap from Borderlands, Heavy from TS2, and a couple other characters. Just basically, you know, ones that they still own the rights of. Heavy, like, of course, they're still going to own the rights of that. How do I get over there? It's obviously over. Oh, I'm assuming I have to do this, and then maybe it like cuts through the grass or something. But yeah, you know, Heavy, of course, Valve is pretty open about the fact that they would kind of let people use their characters, which is pretty cool. I really like that. And then, you know, course, Claptrap, you know, you can still buy Tales of the Borderlands. It's still available. And I forgot the other characters that were in it. But, you know, that one's not as fun because, in my opinion, the characters aren't as good. I mean, Claptrap, I mean, he's an alright character. I feel like it's a situation of he just got too annoying. I've played Borderlands 2. I've played Borderlands the pre-sequel. I haven't played Borderlands 1. I think I own Borderlands 1, actually. I think I own it, but I never played it. And, no, I used to own it. I used to own Borderlands 1. But, you know, I've played Borderlands 2. I've played Borderlands the pre-sequel. Didn't bother to play Borderlands 3. Didn't bother to play Borderlands 1. Tiny Tina's Wonderland looks kind of neat. But, you know, I've heard good things about it. But yeah, you know, it's and Claptrap I feel like just got annoying. It kind of seemed like for example, Max and Sam and Max, like the writers know how to keep him, to make sure he's not the center of attention, and to make sure that he is a good comedy relief. You know, even in the TV show, like they make a really good job of making him like, you know, making it like that, where he's not too much on screen. I feel like Claptrap did not get the same treatment. I feel like Claptrap was just way more annoying and appeared way more. You know, and then like Heavy, cool. It is actually really cool to see Heavy in, you know, in the Poker Night. But, you know, like I said, you're missing out on Max and you're missing out on Strong Bad. And then like the interactions, that's the cool thing about it. It's not just a poker game. They all have unique interactions with each other. I think it's like if you wait too long to actually make a move, they'll just start talking to each other. One of them that I find the funniest, I was watching a video online about it. But one of the lines that I found the funniest, which, you know, just makes you know, more sense nowadays. I think it's like Strong Bad talking to like the Penny Arcade guy, and he's like, so, you know, or no, it's Max talking to Strong Bad, and he's like, so, you know, how long until your licensing expires? And he's like, oh, about like 2 years. It's like a joke about like just a joke about how long, or just, you know, a joke about licensing issues and stuff. And I'm like, that's so funny, especially nowadays where, you know, the game is basically, you can't find it anywhere. Yeah. Now, I could be getting a lot of this information wrong. I never thought about that. I could be getting a lot of this information wrong, and I wouldn't know. You know, about which characters appear where. You know, I know I'm not wrong in the fact that the first game is you know, kind of absent. And I'm not wrong in the fact that, you know, the Strong Bad's game is basically gone. But I might be wrong about which characters appear where, so, you know. Feel free to correct me, although by the time this video is actually up, I probably would have corrected myself, because I would have just looked it up. Yeah. And you might be wondering, am I actually a fan of Homestar Runner? Actually, not yet. I was born... Well, I guess, no, I'm not going to say I was born too late, but I got into the internet too late for me to really... For me to really know about Homestar Runner. That was like the Newground days. I think it's like 2005, 2006 is when Homestar Runner first started making the rounds. Because I think the game came out in like 2007, 2008. I got into the internet a little bit late. I got into the internet around probably 2013. So I definitely, you know, I wasn't available for. I was born too late for stuff like Newgrounds, and I got into the internet too late for stuff like Homestar Runner. Newgrounds, I mean, I would have had to have been born at least, well, I would have had to have been like 10 years old before the year 2000 to at least get into Newgrounds, because, you know, early Newgrounds is where a lot of people, you know, a lot of memories lie. is like, you know, 2000 to 2005, which like, yeah, being a person who was born in 2002, I don't think I would be able to get into Newgrounds in 2000. But yeah, Newgrounds itself, I kind of wish. I think just in general, I kind of wish I got into Newgrounds, because I'm still not. It's something where I feel like, you know, in 2013, I had access to it. I could have if I wanted to. And I feel like still in 2013, there was still a good amount of great content on there. True, YouTube had taken over most of it in terms of like 2D animations. But, you know, I still feel like there was a lot of great art and a lot of great animations on Newgrounds that I could have gone into, but I didn't bother. Actually, I didn't know it existed. You know, nobody, none of my friends had used Newgrounds. Nobody I knew used Newgrounds. My brother never used Newgrounds. If anybody, that's where I would know where Newgrounds is from. But, you know, he never used Newgrounds. I knew nobody that knew what Newgrounds was. You know, I would have to be, you know, in the know of that community to really get into it. And it just really stinks, you know. I think, like I said, I think now is too late to get into it. There's still good art on there, there's still good animations, but I think it's just too late. You know, especially with Flash being gone. I know that Newgrounds has a way to, like, bring back Flash. I think you use, like, an online thing. But, you know, it's just, like, I think I kind of missed my mark. I was talking about it on another video. The same thing applies to like Doctor Who and Dragon Ball Z, where I really want to get into those or just Dragon Ball in general. Doctor Who and Dragon Ball. Like, I really want to get into those shows, but it's too late. I think I was born too late. You know, Dragon Ball, there's so much to cover that I don't know where to start. Same thing for Doctor Who. You know, and I feel like if I was born, you know, in like the year 1990, and then, you know, started getting into it via then, I feel like I would have, you know, I watched it. And same goes for Newgrounds. You know, I feel like I should have been born at that time, especially since, you know, like I said, I could go back through the history and play a bunch of games, but, you know, style of humor changes. I think that's a big aspect. Style of humor changes. A lot of the humor of early Newgrounds is humor that I don't enjoy nowadays. And I feel like if I was the right age, I would have still, you know, I would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Second counts. Anyone thinks they can keep up?
You know, and it's not saying that the Newgrounds stuff is bad, just per se that, you know, it's not my type of humor. Well, wow, that level was a lot shorter. If you actually think about it, it was 4 minutes of build-up, so it was only a 14-minute long level. That is a lot shorter than any other level we've played previously. So, yeah, this will be a shorter part than the other ones. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode, so see you guys later.